Alright, guys, we're back. We're going to do Marvel Spider-Man 2. I am still speechless, so I don't know if I'll have a lot to say, but let me just start out with saying this is Game of the Year for me. That's all I'm going to say. Just like how I said God of War Ragnarok. I don't know if I said it in last year's video, but I still hold that sentiment that God of War Ragnarok was Game of the Year 2022. I don't care about Elden Ring. That's bullshit. It won too many. You know what? This is not about that, but this is about Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2. Let me start out by saying Yuri Lowenthal is tied with Andrew Garfield as my favorite Spider-Man now. I have to say that now. His voice acting was amazing. All the combustible elements of Harry, Craven, MJ, Miles, Dr. Connors, Norman, all of them, all combined to make an excellent story. Craven, for him, it's about hunting down his prey, including some of Spider-Man's rogues gallery or some of the villains that he faced in Marvel Spider-Man PS4. MJ is trying to get a promotion at the Bugle by getting editor. Peter, he just wants to get his life on track while being Spider-Man, and it's hard to do that still. So I do know that there's flaws in this game, don't get me wrong, but I can absolutely ignore them. Miles' arc, however, it's different. And they did something so fucking epic, so badass, made Miles probably a really good Spider-Man. He redeemed Martin Lee. And yeah, he redeems Martin Lee, but we have to talk about that when we get to Peter's arc in this. So we'll get to that. Peter's arc. His goal is to stop Craven, of course. Hiccups along the way. He kidnaps all of his former villains, like a Tombstone, like a Scorpion, like a Black. He even went after Black Cat. And yeah. And it all leads to Harry coming back. Seemingly treated, instead of being in Europe, he just didn't want to worry them. And that's great. That's really great. But I tell you, this is peak storytelling right here. You experience the bond between Harry and Peter. Harry was mentioned in the first game. He was in voice messages, but we didn't see him in the flesh like we do here. So it's not like a Corey Cunningham situation like in Halloween Ends where you just shoehorn in a fucking new character in the final fucking movie. You know what? I'm not going to go into that. It's whatever. But, yeah. Harry's back. Peter's ecstatic. But how did he get treated, you ask? And this is where the main plot of the end of the game comes into play. The symbiote. The symbiote. Harry is Venom. Peter wears a symbiote. Does the symbiote Parker stuff. Stuff you would expect Peter Parker to do if he was under the influence of the symbiote. Treats everyone like trash, including Harry, as he's dying. Literally dying on him. And he's being an asshole to him. And it all leads up to, and it kind of goes into Miles' story because they kind of flip-flop a lot in this game. Miles is hunting Lee, and his mom knows it too because she saw what Miles was looking at on the computer. Rio does have grief for losing Jeff, but it seems she's starting to kind of move on. That's her big thing in this game. She's going on dates, and she thinks she's found someone, which, let's go. And it all leads to the symbiote taking control of Peter. That he doesn't even know what happened the night previous. He almost kills MJ. Gets Miles kidnapped because he was under the influence of the symbiote and couldn't help him. Miles gets kidnapped by Kraven. And it leads to the boss battle of Kraven versus Spider-Man. Yep. And this is probably the second hardest fight in this game, 100%. And it all leads to Peter almost killing Kraven, but Miles steps in to stop, telling him this isn't the Spider-Man way. And it all leads to something that I think I called. I was like, and to actually see it unfold is a whole different story. I thought Peter and Miles might fight because Peter has a symbiote. I thought that was a possibility. But to actually see it unfold, it brought a tear to my eye. Because these two are like brothers, and I don't like people who are like brothers fighting. Miles gets through to Peter. Peter takes off the symbiote. Apologizes to everyone except Harry because he couldn't get to Harry. The symbiote fully bonds with Harry and they become Venom. And Venom kills Kraven. And it all leads to Martin Lee and Miles going into Peter's head and clearing out the rest of the symbiote left inside. Giving Peter Parker anti-Venom. And I knew when Martin Lee was involved in this story, when I saw him in the trailer, oh shit, they're doing anti-Venom. I immediately knew in my head, they're doing anti-Venom. There's no way. I was like, how are they going to do it though? I knew they were going to do it, but I was like, how? How are they going to do it? And this is how. Martin Lee gave Peter his powers and destroying the last remaining bad symbiote, making him good, making the symbiote good. The power is still the same, but the voices are gone. Peter makes it abundantly clear that this is different. This is like the symbiote, but good. It doesn't infect your mind. It doesn't tell you lies. It doesn't shape your desires, wants, and needs. And Martin Lee turns himself in. He does the right thing. Miles' way, he says. And it all leads to Peter getting rid of the symbiote with anti-venom. And of course, we all know that's going to kill Harry because without the symbiote, he is dead. He is going to die of the disease. So, Norman Osborn is pissed at the Spider-Man for what they did to his son. While having a mental breakdown, he decides to go have a chat with someone. A chat with someone we know all too well. The person responsible for Aunt May's death. Dr. Otto Octavius. And Otto Octavius holds us into the bargain with Peter. He doesn't reveal his identity to Norman. Plus, he still has hatred for Norman anyways. But it seems like they could be planning something or some sort. So, yeah, I don't know with all that. So, yeah. And the side quests in this game are amazing. This is mainly about the main story and not the side quest. If y'all want me to talk about the side activities and the side missions and the story and the side missions, tell me in the comment section. If I see a lot of them, I'll probably do it. But that's besides the point. But you guys must be wondering what I would give this game final rating wise. I think this game's a masterpiece. I think this game's a 10 out of 10. Obviously, with its flaws and all, you can ignore them, and I still think this game's a masterpiece in storytelling. This is peak gameplay and storytelling. It's peak gameplay and storytelling. So, guess what? I'll see you, homies, later. Peace.